Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports.
You're like a circle that floats around me.
In here, you all in the comments, let me know what you all think. Poke some holes, right? Lord, size, he's much. Guys, thanks for watching. Lord. All right, time to go. Please tell the people the team that you back to. Please.
Well, I can show you. That one right there.
God. I'm gonna edit that out in post, right?
Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion. We go live in 10. Number 9.
8. Yo! 7.
Number 6.
5.
Entry. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports. And of course, we have a special international break episode, part 2 of our international break series. And we are joined by none other than the legend himself, our consistent top 10K finisher. And of course, you can catch some of his threads on Twitter, giving some great advice, part of the Elite 64. Dan Bennett, thank you very much for coming through. How are you doing?
Hi, Jared. Good, thank you, mate. Thanks for having me back on after episode we did a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
I've had a good break, but I'm looking forward to the season running now.
Now, can we first tell the people about our funny mix-up, Dan?
Okay.
Of course.
We agreed for 3:30 p.m. your time, 7:30 p.m. my time, UK time, but we forgot to factor in the clocks changed in the UK on Sunday. So I was sat here 10 minutes after we were meant to start thinking, where's Jared? He's usually on time. But all resolved now.
Yeah, it's all good now. Of course, we have Javid in the chat, right? Javid there, shouting out Dan the good. Thanks for coming through, Javid.
Hey,
So,
Jared.
of course, guys, you all know the plan for this, as it will have been highlighted on Twitter. And then below on the description, we are here to talk about chips. And not just chips, but how to maneuver the rest of the season, Dan, all the way to game week 38. Right? We now have 8 more weeks to go. Can't believe it. It was just what? I don't know. It felt just like yesterday, Dan. We were watching Bernardo put in a hat trick, Salah brace, Antonio hat tricks, lifting up himself. We had some good moments, and now bam, it's almost come to an end. Before we go any further, though, how have you reflected on the season so far? Great season for you so far.
Yeah, one of my best. Yeah, currently at 770, I think. So to be top 1K this at this stage is unheard of for me.
Right.
As you alluded to at the start, I've had a lot of top 10Ks, but I've only ever had one top 1K. So yeah, it's gone remarkably well. I think it was a strange season in that the template did so well at the start of the season. A lot of engaged managers did have a good start to the season. Usually, I can see a real steady rise throughout the season, but yeah, it's been a bit bumping around in the top 100K for a lot of it. But yeah, obviously, I played a lot of my chips recently, and that's propelled me into the top 1K. So it'll be a challenge to stay there, but that's the aim now.
Yeah.
Game week 38.
And speaking of, how many chips do you have remaining, Dan?
So I just have the one free hit left. How many do you have left?
I have 3 left. I have my 2 free hits and wildcards still left. So
Okay.
what I want to know though, so have your chips worked? Well, obviously they did work out for you, but which one was the most rewarding one? Which one you felt like, right, this was the best planned out one, it did well, or luck just fell right into your favor? Which chip and if you remember which game week was that?
I think it has to be the game week 26 wild card.
Hmm.
There was obviously a lot of discussion about it versus those that didn't wild card in 26 and triple captain Salah instead.
Right.
But yeah, I think I've seen some analysis done that suggests those that wild carded in 26 did recoup those lost Salah triple captain points. So yeah, it was a strange one, that, wasn't it? I recall it was a Friday night and all these fixtures got announced and that we weren't expecting really for sort of 26, 27, 28, 29. And I remember that Friday night I was up till about 1 a.m. strategizing, deciding, is this a plan? Is this the right plan? And I think it paid off. Obviously, well, it was a combination of chips in the end. Wildcard 26, free hit 27, bench boost 28, and triple captain 29.
Right.
So there's a lot of chips, but yeah, I mean, it's took me into the top 1K, so I can't complain. But for those that still have chips left, I think there is still 8 game weeks. It's quite a long time.
Yeah.
There's a lot left to play for, and we've got a lot of more doubles as we usually have at this stage of the season. So I think those with chips left should be encouraged.
Yeah.
I think
I am encouraged. Right. I see Javid. Yeah. I see Javid making some fun of me saving which is for next season. I want to shout out Ose of the Trifactor. Thanks for coming through. Yes. Make fun. Don't worry. So,
you'll put those to good use, Jared.
Well, that is the plan. And of course, as I have you here, it'll be remiss of me not for you to give me some guidance on what you think my plan should be. Let me bring up my team, and I know you have it on your side too. But I can bring it up for the viewers to see, and we could discuss it. Let me be a little selfish here. If anyone wants any help, wants any any questions, anything answered at all, of course, Gabe is here. I'm here. We'll try our best. FBL Dollar, thanks for coming through, bro. Good to see you. So, oh well, this is the wrong page. That page is not important anymore. All right. So now the only what's the word I'm looking for now? The only my only condition, Dan, anything that you're guiding me with, don't you can't. It has to involve Pookie, right? That's my only.
Understood. I expected that. Yeah.
Right. I'll even sacrifice Cody and Sam, but Pookie has to stay. Right. My 3 gems have been Sam and Cody, but yeah. So yes, looking at this side, I know initially you cringe, but talk to me. What do you think going forward for me?
I certainly wouldn't wildcard yet. Yeah. So, see what you've got Cancelo. Is Trent on the bench there?
Yes. That's not me. Sorry.
Yeah. So the latest.
Yeah, that's the bench there. Yeah.
What was the latest today? A race to be fit for the City game in 32.
Yeah. But he's fine. I'm not worried. That's just a smoke screen for him not to go travel. He's fine.
Yeah. So Spurs assets look great for the rest of the season, really.
Correct. I agree.
As do Arsenal assets. Cancelo is great that you've still got him. I haven't. I know a lot of people haven't. And he's sort of one of the top targets for this week. So you're in a good position there. Villa assets, they've got a blank in 33, haven't they?
Yeah.
Along
So
with Wolves.
Yeah,
and
I'll be moving. Yeah.
So they can probably go.
I literally just brought Ramsey in when he scored that goal. That was it. I brought Cash just for the double. That was it. So I'll be moving him on soon.
Yeah, you've done well there. I've missed Ramsey's points when he scored them in 28, was it?
Yeah.
29, maybe. Yeah, so who are you missing? You're missing Chelsea assets. They're a key
Yeah.
target now, aren't they? I think James is back in training from what I read. He had a week off.
Yes. Yes.
James is back in
Yes.
training, so I'd be looking to bring him in. Who else have we got? Oh yeah, no Salah. You don't do Salah, do you?
No, well, at the start of the season, you couldn't have told me anything else but Salah. But right, you see, I don't want to destroy my team. If you could give me a great strategy where I keep Kane and Son, sure. But for now, that will I don't see that unless I wild card, which I made. That's the only way I would bring him in if I wild card him. But I don't see the need to do that right now.
I think I agree. I've seen a few people with this dilemma. Who was one of them today? FPL Focal, I think. Oscar, who was obviously world number 1 earlier in the season. He's got this dilemma. I think he's leaning towards selling Son to get Salah back. But I think there's a very good case to do what you're leaning to, I think. And going without Salah for now.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's played today. I think he might still be playing. We might have finished now for Egypt.
Yes, for the qualifiers. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously home to Watford this weekend is a great fixture, but so yeah, that'll be hide behind the sofa time. But
True.
then City playing City in 32, no double in 33. Yeah, I think if I was you, I'd back yourself and go without Salah and hope. I mean, Salah might do well, but you could as equally do well with the likes of Son.
And that's it. And I think the key for me is who I captain. I think that's the key thing for me. I just need to captain the right person at the right time, at the right match week, and that's it. I think that's the key.
Kane's on fantastic form, isn't he?
That's it.
I noticed the England lineup for today's. I think they're playing tonight. He's not starting tonight for England.
Oh, that's great.
So he'll be well rested.
Yeah.
He doesn't get many rests, does he?
Yes, true.
So yeah, although Newcastle have been doing better of late, but I still think he's a great captain option.
Yeah. Well, he has been mine recently. I think I've had Son captain maybe as soon as he came back, I had him captain, and then brought in Kane maybe 2 game weeks after, and Kane has been my permanent captain since then. But the problem, and Gabe brought this up, and it's something I know as well. Strikers are not the best captains because they don't get those clean sheet points. They'll get the extra, and the goals that they score, the points they get are less than midfielders and defenders. So that's the only problem, unless they score hat trick. But still, a striker has to assist and score.
Yeah, Kane can do it all, can't he? He's as he proved last game with the 3 assists. The only other one I'd be tempted by in your team to captain is Cancelo, because City do tend to hit Burnley for 5 or 6.
Right.
Quite often, don't they? And the clean sheet looks locked in. So there could be an 18-pointer there for Cancelo, perhaps.
That's very tempting. Right.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at. So if we look at the fixtures, if we just focusing only on 31, I'm looking at maybe getting some. Maybe I think it's possible I could probably move Ramsey to Chelsea mid, or even maybe because I was looking at a Leicester mid, but they're playing Man U. I'm not too sure. Leicester looking good. If this is the right time to go for Barnes or Madison, I'm not too sure. Right, I'm not too sure on that at all.
Yeah, agreed. I think I'd put off Leicester assets for now.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
and bring them in last week.
Yeah. They were just good for last week. Yeah. Because it's just to try and get rid of the Villa assets. Really, they're the only ones that kind of have like a clutter right now.
Yeah, I mean Villa could do well at the back end of the season from sort of 35 onwards. But yeah, for the next 4 game weeks, I agree. Villa can probably be sold.
So, what would you suggest now? You said you only have 1 chip, right? So for people in your dilemma, right? Let's talk about those scenarios. What game week would you be tackling or thinking of tackling so far with your 1 free hit?
So I've listened to quite a bit of content over the last few days regarding this. and I think the consensus, which I agree with, is that 33 in game week 33, a lot of our single game week assets have good games. So who have we got? We've got City are at home to Brighton.
Right.
Tottenham are at home to Brighton as well. Of course,
Yeah.
Brighton have got that really difficult double.
Yes. Very
Arsenal,
difficult.
Arsenal have got the double.
Yep.
Which we already have. Burnley have a double, which I've seen a lot of people bringing in Weghorst
Again.
week, which I might join them.
Okay.
So they'd already have them. So 33, I'm not seeing a huge. I think it's a gamble because you'd be getting rid of your single game week players, especially who's Liverpool got? Liverpool home to Man United. So if you were free to hitting in 33, I think you'd probably gamble without your Liverpool players and hope United could put up more of a performance than they did earlier in the season when Salah got his mega haul. And then you'd be targeting players from Manchester United with their double, one of them being home to Norwich, but the other one being away at Liverpool. You might go for Leicester assets, Newcastle away and Everton away, and you might go for Newcastle assets, Leicester at home and Palace at home. So I think it's quite risky. The upside is probably there, definitely a big upside, but I think it's risky getting rid of your single game week assets and bringing in these doublers. I think it could easily backfire. Your original team could outscore your free hit team.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm put off 33, being a risk averse manager myself. But then the other big double, 36, equally, we're probably likely to have a team of doublers, a lot of doublers anyway, because all the big teams double. However, the key with the free hit in 36, I think, is targeting the optimum assets from the big hitters: City, Chelsea, Liverpool, if they all double. So that's where I think the free hit could be useful in 36, because you can, on a free hit, you can sort of tank the bench. You can have a really cheap bench, and you can put all your money into the best, like pick the best 3 City players, for example. So I think the upside might not be as big as 33, but I don't think there's a downside, as big a downside to 36. So yeah, currently I'm leaning to 36. 37 could be an interesting option. There's some teams predicted to double there. I've been looking at the matrix put together from Lego Mane. He's predicted where the fixtures might fall, and there are 4 or 5 teams doubling in, predicted to double in 37, likes of Leicester, Everton, Wolves. So the smaller teams. So, but you could free hit them, and then there's always game week 38. It's a fun week, game week 38.
Yeah.
Lots of big scores usually. Maybe some teams on the beach, some teams fighting for that last place in the league. So yeah, the other point I just want to finish on is if I leave the free hit until the back end of the season, I've got flexibility there. I could do 36, 37 or 38. Whereas if I go in 33, I've got to really commit to 33 now. So yeah, that's where I'm at the minute. 36 likely.
All right, solid. So what I'm hearing from you is I should free hit in 36 and then use the second one in 38, so that way it's not back to back, and then wildcard a little earlier, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we touched on this before we started.
Yeah.
You can't free hit in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think Javed has got 2 free hits left as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a dilemma there. If you do 36, you can't do 35 or 37. So yeah, 36 and 38 could work.
Yeah, because I want to, because as you rightfully said, 38 is a fun week. I want to use a chip on 38. Any chip. I just want to have a chip with me on 38 as a last. This was fun, but as to just make a last hurrah, go for depending, because it might make a difference. You never know, it might make a huge difference in my rank. Maybe propelling me up to that top 100. Trying to get in the top 100. Really trying. Right now I'm 240, I believe. So I'm trying to get up to that top 100. Really trying. Right, that's the plan. But
Yeah.
so let's go ahead.
Yeah, I think in your position, I think I prefer the free hit in 38 rather than the wild card in 38, which you
Yeah.
suggested to me earlier. I think you could make better use of the wild card early. Than
Yes,
30.
yes, I agree. Especially because I think wildcard might be better suited for a little earlier, while the big teams, as you rightfully said, not on the beach yet, not relaxing yet. But thankfully, a lot of the big teams are still in Champions League. Or actually, not thankfully, but they're still chasing each other, as they say. So Liverpool and City. But the problem, of course, is which City assets do we go with? That is always the dilemma, right? Mahrez looked nailed, but now he's being subbed on. Foden, you never know. De Bruyne might so, and especially if they reach fine Champions, they progress good in Champions League. That's another issue to deal with. So that's why I'm trying to see if I can target maybe some mid-table midfielders, because I like, as I say, Son, Kane, Saka. I think are a very good trinity. I think I'm very comfortable with that trinity, and of course
I like
Trent and Cancelo as my main defenders. Regulon has been looking okay. San Cody, me be changed. Me. Right? So I'm looking at just maybe some, as you rightfully said, some teams that are just looking to fight it, not just stay up, but just to finish on a high. Teams that need to avoid relegation. I'm trying to see if I get a good mixture of that. That's the plan for me. Right? But what do you suggest for those that may still have a bench boost left? So let me give you a scenario. Let's say we have one free hit and a bench boost left. What do you suggest for those managers?
Yeah, I saw some stats recently that suggested there were quite a few managers still with a bench boost. Yeah, it's sort of like a chain around your ankle with a bench boost, isn't it? It can be a bit of a hindrance. You can often lead to taking hits just to get the most out of the bench boost, which is not optimal. I don't mind, if you can get to it, I don't mind a bench boost 33. Because on the bench boost, you obviously need 15 playing players, and you need, of those, 3 of them are strikers. But there's no decent strikers at the minute.
True.
So from 33, you could have the likes of Ronaldo, possibly Norwich, playing Norwich and Liverpool. You could have Weghorst, who's got a double in 33. Southampton have got a double in 33, so you could pick one of their forwards. So I don't mind the strikers for a bench boost 33. And the other advantage of playing 33 is, after that, you've got 5 more weeks of the season where you can just focus on your 11, bench boost out of the way. Put all your money and efforts into your first 11. The other big option is 36, but again, I'm not sure about the strikers in 36 for a bench boost.
Yeah.
And as we alluded to earlier, you really want to put your money into, because the big teams are doubling in 36, it's going to be expensive to get sort of 3 City assets, etc. And if you're having to play the bench boost as well, you can have some money on the bench. So yeah, if you can, I quite like a 33 bench boost. If you've not got the wild card like you suggested. If you have got the wild card, you could perhaps set up the bench boost in 36 by wild card in 34 or 35. I think FPL Raptor is planning that. And I think he'll make a lot of points up with that strategy.
I'm glad you said that. So when do you think? Okay, bring it back to me now. So when do you think I should wildcard? Because obviously I can't back to back with the free hit, but what week you think? Forget any the free hit chips. What week? Because I'm liking the 33, but I have to be careful with the players that are bringing for 33 for wildcard and 33 moving forward.
Yeah, I'm
33
not sure
not
I'd
looking
wildcard
too
in
bad.
33.
Yeah, definitely
I,
not.
I think I prefer, for you, I think I prefer 34 or 35 wildcard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think from 34, I mean, City have got great fixtures from now to the end of the season, but
Correct.
from 34 I think they've got Watford, Leeds,
Yeah,
Newcastle,
Watford. Yeah.
West Ham, Wolves, Villa. It's a really good run.
Whew.
And leaving it for a few more weeks just gives you more information. Some of the teams might be out of the European Cups.
Correct.
I think we'll know when's the FA Cup semi-final.
Yes, we'll know FA Cup soon. Correct.
Yes, so we'll just have a little bit more clarity the longer you leave it. But I just wouldn't leave it too late to 30.
Yeah, of course, no, of course. No, but it would be good to take advantage, as you rightly say, of the City fixtures, try and bring in some key assets from them. But again, the trick with and then we see the problem. Pep overthinks, and I overthink like Pep because the caliber he's playing is not to say it's a run of Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U, right? As you rightfully said, and we've seen him tinker when he playing this type of opposition. But if Liverpool are hot on his heels, maybe he might. Then again, it depends on how far they progress in the Champions League. So that's my only problem. What do you think about that?
Yeah, good point. I guess delaying it, we get to see, as you say, how the title race is looking. I think after 32, when City play Liverpool, that's going to be key. Say Liverpool win that, surely Pep plays as strong 11 as he can for the rest of the season in the league to try and catch Liverpool. But which three City is tricky, isn't it? So you definitely got Cancelo.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I'd be tempted. I mean, I wouldn't mind Mahrez, but I think Pep will use him in Champions League for sure.
Correct.
So then I'm not sure Mahrez will start the league games around the European games. It's so tricky, isn't it? De Bruyne's so expensive.
That's it.
That's it. Maybe Foden's the one to go to. Foden's less than 8 million. And then perhaps you double up on defence. Clean sheets, they're so good at churning out the clean sheets, aren't they?
Yeah. And they could do it against these teams, and to me, the defensive assets might be the best.
Yeah, I think you're right. So you probably go Laporte, maybe. I've seen a lot of interest in him.
Just want to tackle a quick question here. So forgive my pronunciation, please. I'm May Fiona asking Trent Robertson. So for me, I will stick with Trent. There's a no-brainer there for me. Now I wanted to ask you this later down, Dan, like some of the key players. There's a lot of player debate, so we'll tackle that a little later down in the episode. But for you, just as a quick question there, Dan, no Trent Robertson for you, or you have both?
I have both. Yeah,
I know that.
I did Robertson to Reece James. I think it was 38, maybe. To 28, and then Reece James obviously got injured, so I went back to Robertson. So I think I'd be tempted to do it. Although saying that, I'd probably prioritise Cancelo above Robertson.
Right.
So if they don't have Cancelo, I think I'd do Trent to Cancelo. But I don't mind losing him. I'm with you. I don't think I will lose him, Trent. But I can see why people are doing it, and I don't think it's a particularly bad move. Especially, it sounds like he's definitely going to miss Watford.
Yeah.
From the latest news, and then he's got Liverpool, City.
And
you'd have to back. It could be a cagey game, but I think both teams will score there personally.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have a single game in 33. So yeah, I'm open to Trent to Cancelo, or if you've already got Cancelo, I don't mind Trent to Robertson.
Yeah, that's it. Solid like that. Big up Shamir. Thanks for coming through. Danny Legend. Thanks, man, Shamir.
Thanks,
So,
man.
yeah, he couldn't make today. So, let me see. What's another scenario we can play around with here? So, well, of course, I'm assuming no one has triple captainships again.
No, I don't think many
Any
people
stat?
do have a captain left, do they?
Yeah, any stats? What was the latest stat you saw on that? I doubt. If anyone, they would have just started playing. If anyone has, no one should have. I mean, not that no one should, but at least there were too many fun events. I should call them events, colossal events to play the triple captain.
Yeah, I can't remember the stats off the top of my head.
Yeah, I doubt.
I've got them somewhere.
But as we're talking, chips and bench boost, I'm the kind of person though I like to play my bench boost early. So next season I know I'm gonna play it in game week 1. Once I'm alive.
I quite like it. I quite like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Early.
I think some high profile managers did it this season. I can't remember who right now. But yeah, I like it. I mean, you're effectively, a lot of people sort of wild card into a bench boost, don't they?
Yeah.
Game week 1 is like a wild card.
It is. It is.
It's the only week where you can sort of wild card and bench boost in the same week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't mind it at all. Yeah. It also, you'll obviously be ahead of the pack. You'd assume, playing a chip in week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
and
it plays,
it's always a nice position to be in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ahead rather than chasing.
Yeah. And I should have played it in game week 1. I did it in like game week 7. It was all right. I can't remember. I didn't really produce as much as I would have want because of all the shuffling and COVID and whatnot. But if I did it in game, so I know for sure next season, game week 1, bench boost. I don't really put a lot of value in it as it. Not I shouldn't say that, but to me, it's the best time to play it. I think I'll just game week 1, as I rightfully said, because you would have gotten a free reign to pick your players, and then you could pack up a little bit in the bench just for a start, and bam, go fit.
Yeah,
Because
hopefully, yeah. I mean, this season it's paid to have a strong 15 a lot of the time with the various COVID and postponements. But hopefully next season we'll return to a little bit of normality where you can, at least for your 15th spot, just tank that position, get the money into the starting 11.
Here we have John Chappell agreeing with me here next time. 100% betches. Yeah, man. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat, let us know how much tips you have remaining. We'll try our best to guide you going along. So, what are some of your fellow elite managers' plans? You don't have to give names, but what are some of these strategies you saw and plans going down for game week 38? Not just chips, but any players, transfers that you saw. What are some of the trends that you're seeing as game week 31 is coming closer?
Yeah, so I think so some of the transfer trends, I think myself, I sold Salah last game week in game week 30. I think Javed did as well. I kind of regret that now. I wish I'd kept him and had 2 free transfers this week, but it is what it is. I went for Kulusevski. Thought he'd been doing well. I was a bit late to him, but I still think he could be a good pick for the rest of the season. So yeah, those that sold Salah, I think he looks like he's going to be fit. Oh, well, he's played today, so he should be fit. He should be back for Watford, I think. Liverpool chasing the title, so bringing Salah back is a transfer that a lot of people are doing.
And what's your route? Because I saw Javed asking. I was just waiting a little while to bring it up. What's your route?
So for me, I can go. How much have I've got 7.6 in the bank.
Okay, sure.
Obviously, because I went Salah to Kulusevski.
Yeah, to Kulusevski. Yeah.
So I can pretty much got my pick of midfielders back to Salah. I could even go Ramsey back to Salah if I fund that via Jimenez to Weghorst, which I'll come on to in a second. But for me, I think it's Coutinho who's going to be going for Salah. Just with the Villa's fixtures, as we touched on earlier, Wolves away, Tottenham at home, blank, Leicester away. I think I'm going to get rid of Villa assets for now. Could always bring them back later.
Sure.
Although transfers are precious right now, but
very precious.
I think
Very
it's going for me. And the other transfer trend is a lot of people have got Jimenez. Obviously, got the red card last week.
Right. Yes.
Week. And we've talked about lack of striker options. I think I wouldn't usually go back to Weghorst because a lot of us went for him in the double a few game weeks ago, and I think I captained him as well.
Wow.
He failed spectacularly. But I think I might go back there. Just looking at Burnley's fixtures, I mean, they're in a relegation battle.
Yes.
I think, are they? They're down there. But they've got 5 fixtures in the next 3 game weeks. So I think that's the attraction for Weghorst. Just the sheer volume of appearance points.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got fixtures like Everton, Norwich, Southampton. If Burnley are going to score goals, you'd assume it would come from him. All their big defenders, of course. Weghorst has only got 1 goal apparently so far and a couple of assists. So he's not really done that well replacing Chris Wood in the January transfer window. But I don't mind it if people go and Jimenez to Weghorst. It also frees up £1 million, which can be used to bolster our defence.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think a lot of people are going to go back big at the back for the run-in.
Yeah.
I might be playing 5 at the back.
Yeah, 5-4-1 is very intriguing. Yeah.
Yeah, I used it well early in the season. I doubled up on City for quite a number of weeks with Diaz and Cancelo.
Yeah. I did that once. With Pookie. Actually, I dropped Watkins and someone else I had to the bench. Someone, not Tony. Someone I had was recently, and Pookie scored. I was like 5-4-1 with Pookie, right? And I think I did it with Keane recently as well too. I was tired of these guys that I had. So yeah. But for me, I will go opposite to you. As of course, I know it's no surprise to you. I will go more G Rodriguez. I had him when people went for the Weghorst train, and he scored. I think he assisted and scored as well, or assisted twice or something like that. And I had him before the double, so I might bring him in because and I think it might be a little cheaper. So I might go more G Rodriguez for that, because I think it is good to have some Burnley assets. Because I did the same thing with Newcastle. I went Willock though. That was my mistake. When they had the next 4 fixtures, I told myself, all right, get Willock. He's solid. He's in good form. 4 fixtures. They can't go wrong. Must have a Newcastle asset for 4 fixtures. Let's go. It didn't work out that way at all.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Go
ahead.
The other thing with strikers is I was listening to FPL General, the Athletic FPL podcast earlier. He's got Jimenez, but he's not going Weghorst, I don't think. I think he's going to tank that position and go for the likes of Gelhardt at Leeds, maybe.
Right, yeah.
Because he's only 4.6, I think.
Right.
And with Bamford ruled out for the rest of the season, he might get some minutes.
Yes.
And then he's going to use that money to go for the likes of Cancelo, Reece James.
Right. Yeah, so I like that.
Yeah.
And at least he's an enabler that will be getting minutes. Not just a spotter on the bench. Yeah. FBL Dallas, he said he might like Brozier over Weghorst, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got Bro in there already, personally. He's sort of been on the bench a little bit recently. But I still think he's the best in terms of ability. I still think he's the best Saints attacker. I don't watch much football.
Over Che Adams?
I would say I'm sort of relying on
data and stuff. Right.
Relying on others' eye test, because I don't get to watch too much football. But I did watch Broja one game. I think it was a Friday night game. I managed to catch, and he looked really, really good. So yeah, I expect him to play still. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. He's still in my he's in my team, and they've got a double in 33 Southampton. So I'm hoping he plays the majority of games. And he's only 5.5, so yeah, good option.
Yeah, can't go wrong at all. Yeah. Now I like Che Adams over Broja, but no, he's a good player. He's a good player. I just rather Che from the start. Yeah, and Che Adams has.
Has Che been playing a lot?
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah, he started like the last 7 or 8 games. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been assisting. Even if he's not scoring, he's been assisting. Yeah, I think Elyounoussi has been doing well too. Obviously, I wouldn't suggest him as an asset, but he has had a decent run, like a patch recently.
Yeah,
and
I think
what
the thing with Adams that I didn't realise, he's 6.9.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
quite a bit more money.
Yeah, that's the problem. Basically, for me, that's a goal, man, because I will chase those type of players. But yeah, especially if now we're trying to bring in our Salahs or our, I don't know, maybe not De Bruyne, we're trying to bring in a Foden or something, or your Cancelos or your Reece James. Now, speaking of that, who are the key defensive assets we should be targeting? Of course, there's a lot of debate. Rudiger over James. People want to bring Thiago into that debate. Of course, I am very biased. Trent is here. We do not talk about Trent. We do not debate Trent. We do that, right? Of course, I'm just kidding. But for me, Trent, I do not want to hear anything. When Trent got injured the first time, he stayed on my bench. I did not sell him. I kept Trent. I quickly sold Salah.
I sold him, I think. Yeah.
I sold Salah for AFCON, but I did not sell Trent when he got injured. Imagine that, right? I never got rid of Trent. And still Trent is on my bench, as you can see. So who are some of the defensive assets that we should be looking at, that we should be considering? Solid. I mean, don't not just premiums, but who are the key names that are circulating right now?
I think we've got to go premium in defence. So you've got Trent and Robertson,
right.
Boom, Cancelo. The other City option I'd probably go for is Laporte. And then from Chelsea, it's tricky. I think Reece James is fit, as we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go James. I guess Chelsea are fighting in the Champions League still as well, aren't they?
Yeah. So
we could see rotation. And Chelsea, they're third in the league, aren't they?
Correct.
And I think they're about 10 points behind second and 5 points ahead of fourth. So they're pretty much going to finish third.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not done, obviously, but I think they will finish third. I'm just not a fan of Rudiger at 6.1. I did own him earlier in the season, but yeah, I think I'd rather go Reece James.
Okay.
And I'm not sure I'd double Chelsea personally. I'd rather double on Liverpool and City.
That was my next question.
Yeah, the other names, I mean, I've got Kieran Tierney from Arsenal.
Yeah.
And he's done well for me. And
right.
Arsenal have got decent fixtures. I think they've got 2 double game weeks as well before the end of the season. So I'll probably keep him, just because, as we touched on as well, transfers are precious. So yeah, I don't mind. I've seen a lot of people with Ben White from Arsenal as well. I think he's fantastic. I think he's probably still 4.5. Yeah, he is. So I really like that. I'm not sure there's too many other defenders in mind at the minute. There's, I think if you've got Cash, it's on the screen. You've got Cash. He could be good for the end of the season. Villa have some nice fixtures.
To bring him back in. Yeah.
But for the next 3, I think we can probably get rid. Any other? Oh, I guess you've got Reguilon.
You were keeping him. I know people are talking about Doherty and Davies. Those are traps.
Yeah, I've resisted Doherty and Davies, but Doherty started 3 in a. Oh no, he started 5 in a row. Unheard of for Spurs fullbacks, but he seems to have taken that space, nailed down that spot now.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
But
you've got him, I'd probably keep him. Yeah.
yeah. I have I have had Regulon since game week 1, and he's never left my
Really?
team. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's one of those that I've just held on. He was in my brain since last season because I had him last season. Saw how he played. He was consistent. He assists. He goes up. He runs the channels. So I was like, right, Regulon, first name on the sheet. Right, have to have Regulon. And I just been putting him on the bench when he's not playing, bringing him back, putting him on. Yeah, I've not got rid of Regulon. Regulon has
I'm just
stayed.
looking at his. I'm just looking here. When he's played, he's scored well. He's
Yeah.
scored pretty-
Yeah.
And as you say, if you've got bench cover when he doesn't play,
Yes.
fair enough.
Yeah. Solid. So yeah. Just the cheap side. And I'm trying to show you guys there's a cheap way you can play and still have your cake and eat it too. You can have Son and Kate at the same time. Because I know a lot of people debating. Let's talk about that debate, Dan. Son and Kane together. I know now that kind of keeps away Salah. I know that. But ignoring Salah for a little bit, is that feasible, you think, at least just for the end? Because we're only talking about for the last 8 games coming up. Spurs have some decent fixtures, except when they play us, and hopefully we beat them. But right, what do you think about that double up?
It. I had the Salah, Son, and Kane triple last season for a lot. It was slightly easy to fit them in last season, I think.
Yes.
I looked at it for my game week 30 transfer. I looked at Salah to Son instead of Kulusevski, but then I just felt it hindered the rest of my team a little bit too much. I couldn't go big at the back if I did that. But yeah, so in your position, if you don't mind some cheaper defenders, it could work. And Spurs' fixtures are pretty decent, aren't they?
Not terrible. As I said, only when they play against us, really. Hopefully we beat them. Right. I need that game to be at least 4-3. I need a hat trick from Son, hat trick of assist from Keane, and I need Saka to score all 4. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, game week 30 was perfect for the Son Kane double up, wasn't it? But
it was. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can add in Salah as well.
No, it's not. You see, as I said, that's why I'm not willing to destroy what I have here. I'm very comfortable with what I have here. Obviously, Cash and Ramsey and maybe Lacazette. Lacazette was just brought in. I really shouldn't have gone there, but I just brought him as a last minute punt for the last game week there. But and then Neves was also a last minute buy as well. But you saw what happened with him, so I'll have to get rid of. He's a big fire, Neves, because I want to have a solid midfielder. So maybe Fabinho and Neves are my high priorities to get out, really. More than the Ramsey Cash until that game week comes up. I could probably hold on to them until that game week. But for now, I don't want to destroy my team. Destroy my team and one, bring in Salah for what? Like, for me, not yet. Not yet. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced of it. I just need them, obviously. I need that Trinity to do well, to just be on fire. Right? I need that Trinity just be on fire. And they've been good so far.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to touch on it now, but we've talked about defence a lot and we've talked about strikers, but I'm not sure it touched on midfield as much.
Sure. So yes, who are the key? Well, obviously the key ones going forward. Yeah, and talk to me. Yeah, because let's say ideally the formation going forward 4-5-1. Ideally.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So yeah, you've got the big guns in Salah and Son, and Saka. I think most of us have got Saka. He's been great this season.
Brilliant.
And, I think I'll hold him till the end. He's probably due a price hike next season.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an enabler in midfield in Ramsey, which is not ideal, but I think I'm going to hold him, and I might play 5-4-1 rather than 4-5-1.
Correct. Okay.
But yeah, and then I think a lot of people have Rafinha still. He's got 2 nice fixtures in the next 2 game weeks. He's home to Southampton and away at Watford. But then he's a sell for me then because he blanks in 33.
Correct.
So that's a key spot for me. And I'm looking at either a Leicester mid. I know Barnes and Maddison did well last game week. Or a Chelsea mid. I think the 2 standouts are Havertz and Mount.
All right. Before you move on, who are you leaning towards?
If I was to go Chelsea mid, I think I'd lean Havertz.
Okay.
Um,
Only on recent form, or that's over the course of the season you saw something that we're not seeing? What you think?
no, that's mainly recent form, I think.
Okay.
That's leaning me towards that. He just seems to have taken the spot off. Lukaku's not really starting, is he?
Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'd go Havertz. I think Mount. I feel like he should be more nailed than he is, but he does seem to miss quite a few games. I think he misses the odd game.
Yeah, the odd. But when he plays, yeah.
Yeah, he's had a few big hauls. He obviously had that 24-point haul against Norwich.
Crazy.
And he's had 3 other double-digit returns. So yeah, he's also a decent option. I don't know. I'm a pretty dullard manager, but I do quite like the flair pick of Havertz. I think it could be quite exciting, and I do expect him to play quite a bit, even though they've got fixture congestion with the European games. Yeah, I quite like Havertz. Chelsea's fixtures are really good, aren't they? I think. Yeah, I'm seeing.
Not terrible. Actually.
Brentford at home, Southampton away, and they've also got 2 games to rearrange, so they'll have 2 doubles towards the end of the season. Chelsea's fixtures are, I'm not sure how they're going to squeeze them all in. I was listening to the Planet FPL podcast. James there, he's really good at trying to predict the fixtures. Yeah, so I think Chelsea could double in 36 and 37, something like that. Or one of them might slot into game week 35. So yeah, we could see some rotation at Chelsea. So he's not my favourite mid, Havertz. He's my favourite Chelsea mid, but he's not my favourite mid. I think I prefer a City mid. They've got the same issues, of course.
Yeah,
but
yes.
I just think Man City will score more goals than Chelsea.
Yeah. But they share the goals so much, Dan. That's the issue.
Yeah.
They share the goals. Yeah. And then the one guy that we want to share in the goals, Bernard, stop sharing in the goals. So
yeah, I held him for far too long, Bernard.
Same. I sold him for Fabinho, and Fabinho went on a bit of a patch. So beautiful.
Oh, nice.
That was when Salah went to AFCON. So I sold him then.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when Fabinho scored the penalty. He scored from the corner. I think 2 penalties. And scored from a corner or something like craziness like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, I'm probably going to delay the decision on, as I say, I'm keeping Rafinha until 32. And then I've got a decision to make in 33 or 34. So hopefully I'll have a bit more clarity on the title race, Europe, etc.
Exactly.
To be able to make that call. Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to go Mahrez, but because when he plays, he scores points. When he plays, it's just getting him to play.
Yeah, he's just ensuring he starts. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky. So I'm going to put that off for a couple of game weeks. I think if any City asset I'm bringing in first, it's Cancelo. So yeah, midfielders are a bit more tricky. I think I'm struggling to decide.
And you see, the beauty about it too, you could mix between the premiums and let's say non-premiums for the mids, as you said, like how you call. And even Ramsey has a decent enabler, just having the bench, and if anyone doesn't start, he is doing okay. Barnes is decent. You have some decent guys that you could call upon. Now, we haven't talked about Man U assets yet.
No, we haven't.
Now, they are not in any more competitions. So no distractions. Should be fit, should be relaxed. I am not a fan of this guy I'm going to call, as everyone knows. I don't hide it. But Ronaldo, does it make sense bringing in Ronaldo, or does it make sense bringing in Bruno? Obviously, you can't have the two. Are they worth talking about, or no? Move on. Stop wasting dance time.
They do have nice fixtures.
Yes.
Even from this week, they're home to Leicester, who've been
Mhm.
leaky. Then
Yeah.
they're away at Everton, and then 33, they've got the double, which includes Norwich at home. So we could make an argument for them, but I think what my suggestion for United assets is if you decide to free hit in 33, which could still be an option, I think I'd probably just leave Man United assets to a free hit 33. If you're not free hitting in 33, as I don't think I am currently, I think I'm going to swerve United altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're too expensive. Like if you don't have them already, it doesn't make sense. If you have them, sure, keep them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I mean, who, as you say, they're so expensive, Ronaldo and Fernandes.
Yeah.
Sancho's 8.9.
I was now going to ask about Sancho. Yeah, no, not with it.
I'm not feeling it, to be honest.
All
I
right.
think if I was going to go United, I think I'd find a way to go for one of Bruno or Ronaldo.
Fair enough.
And defense, no.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
What about my favorite position? Goalkeepers. Who are our goalkeepers going forward? Any changes? Do we change from our Sanchez's? I've kept Raya from the injury now. That was not on purpose. I just didn't. To me didn't make sense spending money on a goalkeeper, and Sa was in great form. So I just kept Sa and Raya. So, but that's me personally. So any key who's the main transfers in of goalkeepers, or who's the best looking? I know that's a tricky one to answer, but who's looking good?
Yeah, it's another important position at the minute because Ramsdale is an injury doubt, I believe.
Yeah,
he's still yellow. He's still orange flagged on my. Of course, he missed game week 30, didn't he?
Yes. So Leno got the clean sheet, but of course you won't suggest.
He was the only goalkeeper
Yeah,
to clean.
to get a clean sheet. I ran so funny. Life is so funny that way.
Yeah. So and then there's also Dubravka, who is flagged. I think I can't recall his injury situation, but we'll obviously need to wait for the press conferences later in the week. But yeah, so a couple of high-profile, highly owned goalkeepers are doubts at the minute. So yeah, some people might be looking for a goalkeeper. I think if Ramsdale's fit, I think he's still my pick for the rest of the season. Arsenal have got 2 double game weeks to come. Their fixtures are pretty nice all the way until Everton in game week 38. The only other one I'd be tempted by is Nick Pope for Burnley, just for the sheer volume of games.
Yes,
I think
the volume of games.
Double in 31, double in 33, and one more double to come.
Not just the volume of games, not just the volume of games, Dan, but the volume of shots that he will be on the end of. Yeah.
I think it was Andy Martin on Twitter. He had Pope. He's still got Pope, I think, and he's done well out of him.
Pope that 19-pointer. Yes.
So yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, one of the games this game week is against Man City, isn't it? But yeah, you'd expect him to rack up the.
Yeah, you get some safe points. Yeah, that's not a bad shout today. Make it. You have me thinking there. No, that's not bad. He's not a bad wildcard option before everything happens. If definitely. I do that, not a bad wildcard shout.
I quite like Nick Pope.
Yeah, not a bad wildcard.
I saw people talking about Jordan Pickford as well, just because he's got so many games. But I'd avoid personally.
No, avoid. If you're playing buy, sell, avoid. Avoid. Avoid.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. The only other options are the expensive ones like we talked about Man City assets. Could you go Edison? Possibly if you're on wild card.
But
it's not
wouldn't
gonna
that wouldn't that sap up some if you want to double cities? We say Edison, Laporte, so it could be a little cheaper in the mid because that could mess you up now with your midfield that you want to try and get.
Yeah. If you decided you want to just
Or you just go with him alone
on.
and you go with him alone and then maybe you get your Chelsea, Liverpool, double up on Liverpool, get Chelsea. Yeah.
So yeah, Ramsdale's still my number one choice, and
Yeah.
I don't mind Nick Pope.
Yeah. You have to be considering that. I could probably move on Sa or maybe move on Raya. But Brentford have some I like Raya because Raya has some games where he'll be on the end of a lot of shots and he's a great shot stopper. So I like that. And the clean sheets from Wolves are looking like it's drying up a bit. So I could probably go Pope just for a nice run of for the rest of the season. Just have him there. As I said, they have the volume, all about volume. All about volume. Trying to get those points.
With points. Keepers. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's not a bad wild card. Shout out for sure. And who are the captain metrics looking at for 31? Let's just talk about 31 for now. Obviously, yes, a particular man comes to mind. Yes, Salah. But who are the best captain picks for 31 coming up?
Yeah, captains are interesting over the next few weeks. Yeah, 31. I think if Salah is back and fit, Liverpool are the early kickoffing game week 31.
So they have the curse. That's what you're saying. They're playing the curse game.
Nah, I don't buy that early kickoff curse. But maybe we'll get some team leaks. Will confirm that Salah's going to play. Perhaps.
Salah's playing, yeah. But I think their game went all the way to penalties today. Egypt was knocked out from Senegal. Senegal are going to the World Cup.
Really?
Yeah, it went all the way to penalties. So that's some extra minutes he would have probably played. I'm sure he played the full game. Yeah.
But
and today's what Tuesday?
We're on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, it should be okay. Yeah.
Have they got another game? I assume not.
No. That's it. So Senegal go through.
All right.
Yeah, Senegal qualify for the World Cup.
Was it Senegal who beat them?
Yes, in the AFCON.
As well.
Yeah.
Mane's doing well.
We were just about talking, and Bruno Fernandes scored for Portugal against North Macedonia. So maybe that gives you some hope, some false hope, Dan.
Yeah. I shall keep an eye on Man United for the next couple of weeks.
Yes, I'll.
If they do well, I could free hit in 33, but as it stands, I'm not currently. Yeah. So Salah, I'm sure he'll be the runaway captain choice for 31.
For sure.
So you'll have to be hide behind a sofa. But I
am brave. I am brave, Dan. I am brave. I do not hide.
You are brave.
I am brave.
You're braver than me.
Brave. I do not hide. But I may swap the captain from Kane to Son. I may swap the Son.
I do like midfielders as we just touched on.
Yeah, only because it makes sense. But the Cancelo show though, you have me very tempted. I could vice captain Son and captain Cancelo. You have me I like that show. I really like that show.
Yeah, they're probably the 4 picks. I think Salah, Kane, Son, Cancelo. Yeah. Possibly Robertson home to Watford.
Yeah.
If Trent.
Looks like because if Trent is out,
Robertson's been doing really well lately.
Yeah. He has been in good form. Yeah.
Just looking here, he's had 4 double-digit returns since game week 22.
Ooh, that's not bad at all. Not too shabby.
Yeah, game week 32 is even more interesting captain options, I think.
Okay, let's look at 32. So you can even go Saka because Saka's playing Brighton. If you're so brave.
That's I was going to suggest. Arsenal or Tottenham assets could do well.
Villa. Yeah.
Because it's Man City, Liverpool, isn't it? Which takes which takes away Cancelo and Salah probably.
And Trent, or Robert.
So this could be a week to. This could be quite a split week. I suspect those with Kane might go Kane.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I may go Son again, but no, I mean I'm very serious here. This is not for views. That Norwich Burnley is very tasty, and because I have a particular striker, I am very tempted. The few times I was tempted to captain him, he has hauled double digits actually, and I never captained him. I was so upset. I
Have you
am
not?
very, very. Yeah, I've never captained him yet. Never captained him, and every time I was tempted to, he hauled. Always a double, like 10 points or something like that. Always hold. Sometimes he scored an assist, And I think that Burnley game will be I guess in the same feeling I got when they played Watford and everyone went Dennis and King, and I kept Pookie. I'm getting that feeling again because those are good games to at least have one or two assets in because they're fighting for their life, literally. Right? Those are good games to consider. Well, obviously, I won't suggest that. Would be irresponsible. But Rafinha Leeds. No, we're not a captain, but that's a Rafinha playing against Watford. As I said, I just bringing them up because you brought up Rafinha earlier as a midfield asset going forward. That's a good
Yeah,
fixture.
I'm really hoping Rafinha can do something in the next couple of game weeks. Yeah, they probably need it as well. I mean,
Yeah.
They had a huge win against. It was
Yeah, they
Wolves,
came out
wasn't it?
from
Last
behind.
week?
Yes, came out from behind. To
So
win.
they'll
Yeah.
be flying. They'll be high on confidence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a big blow. Bamford being ruled out again for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rafinha will definitely have to step up again. Yeah. So yeah,
Very
some
tricky.
interesting relegation battles.
Yes, some very key battles there for sure. Look again, Burnley playing Southampton. Or something not in relegation battle, but again, Burnley playing Southampton, Burnley playing West Ham. That's a double. Very interesting. And as I said, the double start thick and fast there for Burnley. So as you were suggesting earlier, it might really be good to have at least one. How much assets you think will be just enough to have one key player that you just set and keep from Burnley?
From Burnley.
Yeah, for Burnley, as we were talking about there. No, you don't have to give me a name, but do you think it'll be smart just to have at least one or have two?
I think the only Burnley players I'd go for are Weghorst and Pope. Yeah, I think one or the other is sufficient for Burnley. Yeah.
I think.
I guess if anyone does go for Man United assets, away at Everton's not a bad fixture. But yeah.
But De Gea might be the better choice than anything else.
Yeah, they're in turmoil, aren't they? Looking for a new manager for next season.
Right. True.
Oh yeah, this the one other thing that just sprang to mind was Chelsea. Obviously, they're looking for a new owner, aren't they?
Yes.
So I just wondered whether Chelsea will be, not that they need it, but they might be extra incentivized to keep performing on the pitch to keep the ownership troubles out of the headlines.
If you're pulling together anybody to try and buy Chelsea, let me know, right, Dan? I'm interested. I'm interested. I can't contribute much, but I'm pulling in, right? Let me know. I'm very much interested.
I think I saw on Twitter, was it Conor McGregor?
Yes, he was interested. But he said it's not his first attempt. He wants to try and own some kind of sporting team. Yeah, he wants to do that. Yeah, that's his ambition. I respect that. That's his ambition.
Yeah. Not many people can even think about it. So yeah,
that's it. So if he could at least consider it, yeah.
Who was it? There's the actor. I can't remember his name. He bought I can't remember. Who's the team that won 6-5 the other night? It was one of the low.
One of the low teams. Yes.
I can't recall right now.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah. I just can't remember the name right now. Yes. They came up from behind. Yeah, they came up from behind.
They were 5-2 down.
Yeah.
They came back to 6-5. So the actor, I can't remember his name either. He Hollywood actor, and he owns he owns his team. So it's Yeah, why not if you can? Why not?
Yeah, that's crazy. I would love to win Chelsea, and I'll tell all my FPL friends what's going on. Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
Yes,
Thank
that's
you,
it.
the FPL Dallas. Thank you.
Thank you, Dallas.
Thank you, Dallas. Shout out to Dallas. Dallas is also my basketball plug. Right now, we're watching March Madness. That's going really good right now. For those that, if you're suffering international break and you don't know what to watch, there's plenty to watch. There's F1 going on, IPL going on, right? West Indies just beat England the other day, right? There's Women's World Cup. There's a lot of things to keep you active. NBA is going great as well. So, I know a lot of people are purists, Dan. A lot of people are purists. They're not going to watch anything but football, right? And I can't get vexed.
Yeah, I don't watch much. Well, I don't watch much football. I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't. Yeah, I know you
But,
explain your type. Yeah,
my colleague at work, he's a huge F1 fan. He's a huge motorsport fan.
right,
So
right.
I'm not sure if he's. I haven't spoken to him whether he's playing a fantasy F1. I shall ask him about that and point him your way.
Yeah. Send anyone. I'm trying to get some co-hosts actually for tomorrow, like or for the whole season, trying to get people to jump on. Because funny you mentioned that. I was gonna plug that in at the end, but yeah.
Yeah.
But people try something new. There's a lot to watch before Saturday. Try something. So Dan, when are you locking your team?
Yeah.
I know, of course, you wait for the press conferences. So that day self, or you're gonna be a little dangerous, and maybe 2 hours before deadline. What you thinking?
if you look at my transfer history, it's pretty much been 5 minutes before the deadline recently. Yeah, I just this season's just been a bit funny, hasn't it? With you never know who the leaks we had running up to game week 30 was that Rafinha was out with COVID, and in the end I didn't sell, but yeah, I mean we could get similar leaks, especially with all the players being away on international duty.
International duty, correct.
I'm sure
correct.
a lot are going to come back with test positive for COVID.
Yeah, or injuries or something. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be waiting until last minute really, but my current planned transfers are Coutinho to Salah and Jimenez to Weghorst for a -4.
Okay.
The other reason that I don't mind Jimenez to Weghorst is it frees up an extra $1 million, which I can use in later game weeks to afford bringing Cancelo for Luka Dean. I could even push to a -8 this week and bring in Cancelo as well. I just think he's going to be a great option. I mean, it's to keep a clean sheet, and I think he's had a couple of 9-pointers recently. He loves the bonus points.
Well, as you can see, this is what, if I click transfer, this is what the team looks like when it's opening up. There's a lot of fires to deal with, but I am tempted not to I'm tempted not to even transfer that. I am tempted to not even use. I'm tempted to roll and try and keep the 2. I don't want a minus because right now, for this stretch, I'm trying to get top 100. I'm on 2. What did I tell you guys just now? I think 240 or something like that, 250. So I don't want a minus right now. I think I want to hold steady. What do you think? You think at least take a -4? Now, as I said, this is the first season I ever minus, and it's been going okay. I've not had too much of a bad experience, but now that there's 8 more games to go, I want to just try now and just go up. But of course, you can't. You have to risk it for the biscuit, right? If you want what's the first few transfers that come to mind for you here? If forget me, this is your team. What pops up?
I think I'd probably look at Cash to Reece James if he's fit. That stands out to me.
Let me see. Is that possible? Yes, more than possible. Okay.
Because Reece James is home to Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably just hold Reece James for the rest of the season then.
And I put Trent on the bench temporarily till we see what happens.
You've
So I go
already
with
said you're not leaving, haven't you?
yeah, never. So I play my four. I can play 4-4-2 or 4-5. Actually, no, I want to play all my strikers. So I could probably play 4-3-3 for now or something like. Because I want to play all
Yeah,
three strikers.
yeah. I know you said you weren't too keen on Lacazette, but seeing as you've got him,
Yeah, but to play
I
against
don't
Crystal
think
Palace,
far off.
yeah,
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 Palace have been doing well.
great at
But
home. Great at home.
yeah,
They're very good at home. Yeah,
but yeah, I don't mind Lacazette. He's got a double in 33. I could
exactly,
hold him for,
exactly. Yeah.
and then look to get rid on the wild card 34, 35.
Speaking of double, I know are you? I know you on the previous episode you were with me. You said any double is there to chase, is there to tackle. Are you tackling? Are you recommend? I know you're going to, but are you recommending people to tackle this double? Bring in no Burnley assets. Yes, we spoke about that. What about Everton assets? Who was the one Everton asset if you had to recommend? Because as you said, there are plenty fixtures coming up as well too. Who would you recommend if you had to go into your head down?
Yeah, good question. We haven't touched on Everton, have we?
Yeah, and they double in, so they're in the conversation.
Who else? I was looking at someone with Everton assets in their team. Oh, it was Late Riser on Twitter from the FPL Wire. I think he's got Gordon and Richarlison. Out of the two, I think I'd probably go Anthony Gordon, because he's only 4.5 million midfielder, and he's been playing every week. He's got 3 goals, 2 assists so far this season. Yeah, I don't mind Gordon as an enabler if you need him.
Yeah, yeah.
I think FPL Focal was looking at Gordon as a way to get Salah back in.
No.
So yeah, from Everton, I think it's just Gordon for me. I wouldn't touch their defence. Pickford, not for me. And I'm not sure what is happening with Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin, yeah, no, up and down.
He's
not been featuring, but he's fit as far as I know. He's fit. Richarlison is the one.
Yeah.
Playing the most.
I'd probably avoid and just go
Gordon
if you need a midfield enabler.
Now, something I didn't ask you, and it just popped in my head as you mentioned Salah again. Now, I won't keep it to one game. We're wrapping up slowly. But what about Mane? What about Jota? Instead of Salah, why not go? Who are the best anti-Salahs, right? I want to get some good anti-Salahs done from Liverpool. Why not just go Mane or Jota? Now, I know why not, but explain to me why not? Why not? Why not just go straight? Just go straight for Salah. But for me, right, and for others, why not just go for Jota or Mane?
Jota's not been really. Jota's not been an option since. Was he injured? I think he was injured slightly, and then Luis Diaz came in and he's hit the ground running. Yeah. I own Luis Diaz in an auction FPL game that I play. He's done okay so far. 2 goals. So Jota and Diaz are about 8 million, but I don't think I'd go there, to be honest. Mane's 11.7. And he's been doing well. I think some people went there on game week 26 double when Liverpool had that amazing double when a lot of people.
He did the same. Yeah, if you had triple captain, Mane would have gotten the same points that Salah got. Yeah, maybe just a difference of a bonus, maybe. But
So I think Salah got 28, and I think Mane got 26.
That's the only difference. But you've been right there. You'd have been right there. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Salah's. Is he clear in the Golden Boot race, Salah? I think he might be.
Yeah, until Kane catches up or Son. I'm just joking, but yeah, Salah is
Yeah, you never know. Kane. Kane would have to have a few hat tricks, wouldn't he?
Because if you're spending that money on Mane, might as well go Salah. Yeah. I just bringing up a different. I know me. I like to just. Yeah.
I think you did the only other option. Was Fabinho earlier when the Salah and Mane were at AFCON. Yeah, that was the only time
And I just never got rid of him since. He just been like a good enabler because he's not expensive. He's not expensive, so I just never got
Yeah,
rid of him. He's a good
5.4.
enabler. Because I was able to have Son, Kane, Saka, and Cancelo, and Trent. I mean, that's not cheap, right? To be able to have those guys in your team all at once. Yeah. And they're hauling. I will take that. I'll definitely take that. So as we winding down, any closing remarks, any interesting trends you saw, any stats, anything you want to leave, and you could, a minute or two, anything you want to leave with our viewers, not just for 31, but going how to navigate from now to 38, not just on the chips, but just on a whole, anything at all, any philosophy, anything at all, anything you want to leave us with before you wrap up.
I think I'd be open to hits going forward.
Okay.
For those that didn't wildcard 26 or 28, a lot of people have taken a lot of hits over that period, and they've come out of those hits hugely up. And I think that could be the case for the season running too. So those people that took the hits now have their wild card, but those like me that have played the wild card now have our opportunity to make those hits work. And with the doubles, you can always make hits work around doubles.
Yeah.
It's the only real time I take hits usually, around double and blank game weeks.
Yeah.
Generally, I'm like you, and I don't hit too many times. But yeah, I think be open. I'd assess each week as it comes. We know we've spoken about there's no right week to free. There's no obvious week to free hit. I just assess it each week as it comes along, which is what I love doing. I just love planning and assessing each week.
Yeah.
And I spend far too many hours on planning FPL, but it's what we enjoy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd just be open to taking hits, assessing each week when's the optimal time to free hit. And of course, we're going to have more information all the time with teams going out of Europe, possibly more double game weeks announced. Obviously, we don't know the exact fixture layout for 30, 35, 36, 37 yet. So yeah, just be flexible, and hits could pay off in the running, just like they did during 26 to 29.
Yeah. And funny you say that too. Not just it's been very refreshing that we've been able to plan, because we couldn't plan in the early.
Yeah.
Let's say not early. I mean, let's say from game week 5 come down there, you couldn't plans were out the window. You couldn't make plans.
Yeah.
COVID stuff. Some people were cruising, and then those that were cruising had to drop because the plans fell through, and so you couldn't plan. Now it's nice that we could, at least for now we could look ahead and make some plans and work out our strategy. It's been good that we could look ahead. It's been a while because we've been saying, okay, just game by game week by game week, because you never know. And even when you put your team, you're at the mercy of COVID, or you're at the mercy of the fixture being cancelled. So, well, at least now we don't have that issue.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice, was it, when we couldn't play? I know a lot of people got a bit disillusioned with the game, but and it was severely unlucky for some people.
Yeah,
when the postponements happened, but yeah, thankfully it looks like we're out of that now. So no more postponements, hopefully.
Yeah, no more. We could move forward on a solid note. Now, of course, you guys know my usual piece of advice. Please click that save button. Do not wait last minute. Do not be relaxed. International break is over on Thursday. Right down from Thursday, you should be thinking hard and fast. I mean, we're thinking about it all now. Tomorrow, we'll be thinking about it because I'll be doing our Game Week 31 preview tomorrow. Please go. But start planning, start thinking, look at all your favorite podcasts, check out all your Twitter spaces. And of course, guys, we have you covered for other content. As you know, we are trying to be home for fantasy sport. And of course, we have your F1 fantasy covered. Join us tomorrow. We'll be doing our F1 fantasy show. I have to try and get the correct UK time now, but 11:30 my time, right? 11:30 a.m. my time. I want to assume that's 4:30 now UK time, right? So we'll be doing our fantasy show. Of course, for those who follow, you all know that Verstappen would have podium first. So we have a lot to unpack. We have a lot to talk about. And of course, we also are doing IPL fantasy as well, Indian Premier League cricket. So we have a lot of things on store for you on the channel. Dan, I want to thank you so much for coming through. Thanks for your time, even though you had a little mix up, right? But it was a good story. It's a good story, right?
Yeah.
Again, let the folks know where they can find you. Let them know where they can find all the articles. Plug up, and I'll put everything on in the description as well.
Thanks, Jared. Yeah. So yeah, I'm on Twitter at Dan Bennett 3. You can track my moves via the Elite 11 feature on Fantasy Football Fix, and yeah, every few weeks I write a thread for at the FPL Way, where I sort of preview the previous game week and look ahead to the next few game weeks. Yeah, you can find me there. Feel free to ask me questions on Twitter. I very rarely miss them. I try to get back to everyone.
Yes, and that's how we've met. So it is true, right? So guys, I want to thank all my all the guys in comments, and Javid, Osei, Mate, of course, FPL Dallas, my good mate, John Chappell, the crew from my crew members, Shamir, everyone that's tuned in. Thank you for your time. So tomorrow's a bumper schedule. As I said, we're doing F1 Fantasy, we're doing Premier League as well. So stay tuned to the Fantasy Pavilion. We have you covered for all your fantasy content. I want to thank my guest Dan and everyone that tuned in. Have a great game week 31. Please, as we keep saying, click that save button. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Help us to get up to 300 subs. Thank you very much, guys. We are out. Take care.